All right, today we're going to make a Christmas treat known the world over, or at least in Germany. It's called Spitzbuben. It's a Christmas cookie. Now, when Tina told me about it, she said, hey, we're going to make Spitzbuben. I thought, okay, I'll look it up on the internet. I did. It took me down some, dark path. They don't have any cookies there. Anyway, I told her about this. She said, no, it's one word and it's spelled like a German. I was, oh, okay. So I came to a website called Where Is My Spoon? And there I learned that during the 30-year war, followed by a famine, apparently his little boy named Johnny spent 30 years thinking about how to feed poor people. So he came up with this jelly-filled cookie he gave out for free to the poor people. We're going to make that cookie today.
But first, line up your ingredients. You need unsalted butter, all-purpose flour, kosher salt, baking powder, the third most expensive spice in the world, ground cardamom, and you're only going to use half a teaspoon of it, ground ginger, brown sugar, 1 large egg, 2 large egg yolks out of 1 large egg, powdered sugar for the last step of dusting, and you're going to need some sort of jelly. Sour is best. I'm going to use cherry something or other and lemon curd. Don't like the way it sounds, but it tastes delicious. And you're also going to need a vanilla bean, and let's talk about that. Now, vanilla beans are the second most expensive spice in the world behind saffron. I don't even know what that is. Why? Because they're more labor-intensive than a woman. Technically, they're fruits. The vanilla bean, not women. Well, mostly. Just like tomatoes, but nobody ever plants a fruit garden, huh? Anyway, this vanilla bean fruit only opens up 1 day a year, and that's the lucky day it has to be pollinated or no vanilla beans for you. Starting to sound like your 10th anniversary, huh? Now here's where it gets weird. The bulk of vanilla beans come from Madagascar, so right there it sounds pricey because I don't even know where that is. And the only bee that pollinates the plant, which is actually in the orchid family, well, they live in Mexico. The world's a funny place, isn't it? So years ago, this kid, about 12 years old, who obviously didn't have television, started to pollinate the flowers by hand using a little stick. It's like artificial insemination, only without the insurance coverage. And voila, an industry was born. Now let's get baking. Tina?
Okay, Bob, let's get going. You're right, and enjoy the holiday spirit. First, you're going to take 12 ounces of unsalted butter, and you're going to heat it in a medium-sized pan until it starts to turn a little brown. Not too much, about probably 8 minutes, and that gives it kind of a nutty flavor. Now you're going to take the dry ingredients and mix them together, and this is really the essence of Christmas. It's got all those special Christmas spices. So you're going to take about 3 3/4 cups, that's about 16 ounces of regular flour. For the rest of them will be a half a teaspoon. That's easy to remember. Half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and then the Christmas spices, half a teaspoon of ground cardamom and ground ginger. Ideally, because baking is all about chemistry, just like the magic of the season, eggs have to be room temperature. They don't have to be, but it does help make things a little lighter and fluffier. So you're going to have 2 egg yolks at room temperature and 1 large egg at room temperature if you can. If not, just don't take them directly out of the refrigerator. Just bring them out a little bit earlier so they can warm up a bit. I even warm them up in my hands.
Next, you're going to take your brown sugar, you put it in a bowl with the butter, and then you're going to take your vanilla bean, you're going to pretend you're a surgeon, and slice it right down the middle. Scrape all that stuff into that bowl and start stirring, because they didn't have mixers back in the 30-year war, whenever that was. Keep going until Tina tells you to stop.
It'll give you a good workout. So you mix it all together till it's all smooth. The butter, the brown sugar, and the vanilla bean. You're now going to beat in the 1 egg. Make sure that's all done, and then add the 2 egg yolks and beat that and beat the whole mixture until it's all together, light and fluffy. If you're with an electric mixer, keep it on low and just keep mixing it. Your arm's gonna fall off, which I know you're used to, Bob. And you can just keep going until it's absolutely smooth, because you want it all to bind together, just like our spirits at Christmas.
Oy. Now that you have all those distinctly flavored ingredients in one bowl, you mix them together like the great melting pot of America. And then you take this big ball of dough, you put it on the table, you slice it in half, you wrap each half in, saran wrap, wax paper, whatever you want, and you stick it in the fridge for 20 minutes, 2 hours, or like me, 2 days. Then you take it out, let it warm up for a little bit, put it on a piece of parchment paper, put another piece of parchment paper over top of that, and use a roller if you must, but I prefer my Cool & Lube can, because you can just spread the stuff out. It's a lot easier, trust me. You can't roll this stuff. And you want to get it to about 1/8 of an inch thick. Then you take a cookie cutter, which conveniently is the lid to this can, and you start chopping out little circles. Then you take something smaller, like this bottle of French vinegars Tina got me 17 years ago, and you stamp out little holes in half of the ones you're making. Take another piece of parchment paper, you put it on a cookie sheet, put it in your oven for about 8 minutes until they turn golden brown. Pull them out, let them cool. Flip the bottom pieces over so the ugly bottom side is now inside your cookie. Wipe your jam, jelly, whatever you're doing on each cookie. Take the one with the hole on it, flip it over, put it on the top. Then you want to take your 10x sugar, or confectioner's sugar, put it through a strainer and kind of sift it over the top to make it look like snow, I'm told. Because if you did it the way I wanted to originally, it would come out clumpy, which is fine with me, but not with Tina.
Oh, you know me too well, Bob. Merry Christmas. Let's go make some more.
Oh, that's a great idea, Tina. Hey, Bob, I got you diabetes for Christmas. I hope you like it. Merry Christmas.